honest look at the past can teach us important lessons in the present. As the people we are now, it's easy to think about all the mistakes we've made, and they're not always easy to admit. We're here to help make it a little bit easier. Join us, a diverse group of friends from all walks of life, as we sit back and talk about all the trials that we've faced growing up, as well as the happiness that we've enjoyed. In hindsight, there's a lot of things we all wish we knew just a little bit earlier. Come take a seat at the table. Let's reflect on it together. Hi everyone, welcome back to In Hindsight. Today, I am your host. Wait, that was a brick. Hold up.
Jeez, that was the worst intro I ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
What a loser.
This is the one time I'm
guy's
the host,
host.
and now I'm just getting flamed for trying to do an intro. You guys took like 5 takes each.
The thing is, with us, we
Alright, don't get
prepared.
exposed.
We prepared.
I didn't even do it. So joke's on you.
Yeah. Don't let me expose the files that I edited, Richard.
No.
Yeah.
Sounds the best ever.
Ooh.
All right. Anyways, all right. So today, I'm just gonna go from there. We're gonna be talking about relationships, a spicy topic,
Ooh.
and yeah,
Ooh la la.
it's gonna be it's gonna be kind of crazy. I'm sure we have a lot of interesting stories to tell about this topic. So I'm gonna kick off this discussion with the cheesiest question ever.
Introductions.
Wait, we didn't say our names, bro.
Introductions, bro.
God
damn it.
So,
This fool.
I forgot about all of you because you dissed me when I tried to do my intro. But anyways, today I'm joined by...
Hi, I am Austin.
Yo,
Hi.
I'm Richard. Oh,
What?
shit.
Oh my god.
He wrote the list too.
I wrote it.
Keep it going.
Hi, I'm Weldon.
Hi, I am Jacquie.
Hi, I'm Richard.
Hello, I'm Chris. Boo.
Why you say so formal, Chris? Hello, I am Chris.
Yo,
Because he
Jay.
knows his shorties are listening.
I'm Jay.
Hi, Jay.
Let the man introduce himself.
Okay, nah, I heard it, so it's all
All right.
good.
Cool.
Okay. Anyways, so the question I was going to ask is, have any of you, or do any of you think you have ever been in love, truly in love?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wise men say.
Yeah, sure.
only
Sing it, Rich.
fools
Yes.
Who hasn't?
fall
Who
in
hasn't?
love.
I mean,
That's true.
I don't think I have.
Huh.
I
Wait,
could
what?
be
You guys
dumb,
all
but
you guys all
yeah.
say yes? I expected all of you to say nah.
I don't know, honestly.
Mm.
I mean, what do you define as true love? What does that mean?
We just feel it. It's just the feeling like, oh, this is
It's
the
the
one.
feeling.
I assume that you would just feel it if it was, and that's why I'm saying that I haven't, because I don't think I felt that ever.
I don't know what I would define love as. Maybe like full commitment to one person and your mind is consumed by this one person.
I mean, if that's the case, then wouldn't that be in any relationship you fall in love?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I don't know how to differentiate that with.
I mean,
like,
I feel
love,
like there's some relationships where you're kind of just like testing the waters a little bit.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like you go into it thinking like, oh, maybe this will turn into something good, but you don't know at that time.
Yeah.
I'd say love is like an extremely, extremely strong romantic connection. That's how I would like phrase it, I guess.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
You guys feel like love is kind of futile now, or kind of more rare because of all the interaction we get now because of social media, Tinder, Bumble.
I feel like it can be kind of cheated a little bit. You can kind of trick yourself into thinking you love someone based on shit that isn't real.
Infatuation.
Infatuation.
Yeah.
Definitely that.
Yeah, definitely. Like it's easy to create an idea of someone in your head.
Yup.
Yup.
But you know, I wonder if like people always kind of think about the past before the internet and shit as a simpler time, and things like love would be more real and more pure. But I wonder, like, if we were born, let's say in like 1900 or whatever, like.
No, bro.
I feel like the
That's a long
equivalent
time.
of what we
I
have
don't want to
today-
go back there, bro.
No, I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like,
Oh,
I'm just saying. Okay. Hold on. Rephrase.
Me neither.
We were born
Okay,
in
here,
a time
bro.
that there was no internet. Okay.
Jeez.
We're just dying.
If you're born in a time where there's no social media or anything, I feel like there would still be that equivalent.
Like, love is the last thing I'd be worrying about, bro.
Okay.
I'm muting myself. Go ahead, Hassan.
Man, what was I even saying?
The
I feel like there
1900s.
would have still been.
Jeez. These guys are 1900s.
Bro, man. Okay.
This guy's tone deaf, man.
1960s, okay?
Look, man. Any time, you could think it could be like 1500s. It could be like 14. I don't care. Okay. Point
Medieval
is,
times.
I feel like there was always going to be that equivalent that we have today of people like falsely falling in love and like having infatuation and getting catfish somehow, like sending like I don't know, some Romeo and Juliet shit where they like letters, but then the letters they're lying about themselves and they have this false reality or false perception about who they're in love with or whatever. I feel like social media probably didn't make it. I mean, it made it worse, but I don't think it created it. Really.
I feel like social media makes maintaining a relationship harder, but
Mhm.
not necessarily like falling in love harder. If that makes sense.
Why would you say it harder? Because I feel like social media would make it easier.
I would say, I mean, it has the potential to do both. I've seen relationships be ruined by social media, like people
Mm-hmm.
paying
Mm-hmm.
a lot of attention to like comments and who likes what, and like, are you
Yeah.
posting me?
Small
Am I
things,
on your
yeah.
page? Are you repping me? Am I in your bio?
Yeah.
I don't think we can say that it's because of social media. That's more like it's because of people's insecurity.
That's true. I guess it gives people an opportunity to like put out that insecurity more. and
Yeah,
not-
it does. Like, what's the word? Promote it a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
it makes it worse. So.
Yeah.
It enables it. The
Enables
oppor-
it. Yes.
There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like in any relationship, I think you need to have that secure and trustworthy aspect to it, because otherwise you're gonna feel jealous either way, even with whether or not there's social media or not. You're gonna find a way to feel insecure or have something to be insecure about if there's no trust.
I think
Yeah.
feeling insecure in a relationship is inevitable.
In what way?
Just because you care so much about what the other person thinks and you want the relationship to work, so you're just always gonna feel insecure, I think. Or
I agree to an
just
extent,
vulnerable. Like it's I just
Yeah.
feel
I
vulnerable.
can't really imagine anyone being in like a healthy relationship really and not ever. Or well, actually,
I feel like insecure would like at first, especially. I feel like insecurity is definitely there.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, at
Yeah.
first for sure.
Yeah, it's usually in the beginning.
Yeah, I was thinking like maybe the point at which people decide they're gonna like settle together for like life or whatever is probably the point where they're also sure about it and they're not feeling that insecurity anymore. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
I don't know. Maybe people still have insecurity when they get married though. I don't really
Yeah,
know.
they really do, because people get divorced all the time.
Yeah, I feel like what Weldon said, you have to build it over time. It's like you have to socialize with each other. You have to interact and learn about each other
Mm-hmm.
in order to be more secure. You can't just expect the other person to be secure or not jealous or whatever. You have to learn the character. That's what a relationship is. It's building each other up and learning about each other and figuring out if you want to be with this person, right?
It's a lot of uncertainty, I feel like,
Mhm.
and risk taking, but relationships just take work and it's never going to be perfect because you guys are two different people and then I don't know. I don't really know exactly how relationships work. Still, even I've been in one serious relationship. But it was always like you had your ups and downs. It was never perfect. It's never perfect.
Yeah, nothing's ever
Yeah.
perfect.
I think honestly it's kind of like a bad sign if someone never has like an argument or never has a fight because
For sure,
like that means that they're
100%.
not talking or communicating openly enough about anything. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
it's sort of inevitable.
I also learned that, like, before I wasn't a big fan of like the expression of compatibility or whether or not we're compatible, just off of like, I guess firsthand impression or whatever. Because you learn to build that over time, and it's not something that you I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying.
No, I know what you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, just getting to know the person is more important than like first impressions, I'd say. 'Cause, like-
Yeah, a lot of people judge it like very shallow. Like the
Yeah.
first
'Cause I think
Yeah.
you become compatible, right? You don't always
Yeah.
have to be compatible. I don't know.
Like you have
It's
to
just-
have that like initial level of connection, and then from there, I think.
Yeah. I think both are possible. I think like there's some people who just hit it off like right off the bat, and then there's other people who it takes a little bit of time. Like for me personally, every person who I've ever like developed feelings for, I knew like right away. Like it's like very obvious to me. But then like other people, I know that it takes them like a long time to even realize that maybe this person is like an option for them.
I think everyone has that realization, but some people don't like to look at that. They don't like to like look it in the face and accept it because it can be scary for some people. I don't really know what it is that scares them about it, but I know that.
Well, probably past trauma in relationships.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, maybe that, or maybe also just like I think some people have this fear of
Settling
settling down, or even just like going into something or accidentally sparking someone's feelings without intending to.
I was like that, I was like that to the fullest extent when I was younger. Like I'd be like talking to a girl and it'd get like kind of like serious. And as soon as it got like too serious, I just get like this feeling in my stomach, like nah.
Yeah, bro.
Like, yeah.
That happened to me like a couple of times, and I hated that feeling because it always makes you feel guilty.
Yeah,
Right, you're
exactly.
like-
yeah.
Are you talking about butterflies? What are you guys talking about?
It
What do
was
you mean?
like butterflies, but like evil, demonic butterflies. Like,
Yeah,
it did not feel
it's like
good.
it's like basically you get into something, and then a little bit down the line, when you're like there's time being spent, and you're realizing that it's getting into like developing into a real thing.
Mhm.
It makes you feel kind of scared, and then you kind of want to back off from it because you're like, I'm not actually sure about this, but this other person thinks that they are, and I don't want to,
Yeah, you don't want to hurt anyone. You don't want to get hurt.
yeah.
That makes sense.
I don't think that's a bad thing at all. Just because I think that's the proper way to go with it. You just have to get to know them more and
The
spend
thing
time
is,
with them.
it makes you look like it kind of makes you look like a I can like curse, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
Well,
Kinda-
yeah.
Kind
Depends
of
on
makes you
what.
look
Not that word.
okay. It kind of makes you look like a player. Because like from their
Yeah.
perspective,
Like a boy.
yeah,
Like an
yeah, that's what I
F-boy.
was trying not to say, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
'Cause
but like,
from their perspective, you're like talking, and then you just kind of dip,
Mm-hmm.
and like that can kind of look bad from the outside.
but like, I feel like that's better than going into the relationship, like going
Oh,
further
100%.
and then
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, like if you're straightforward with it, I don't know, I wouldn't see it as a bad thing,
It's
right?
better than lying about it for sure.
Yeah, you don't want to be
Yeah.
leading the person on.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's also a good thing just to, experience that in general because it teaches you and you grow from that. Like you learn to, put some control over, how fast you go into something with someone.
True.
So there is that. But some people definitely like develop trust issues after that happens to them. Like if they're on the receiving end,
Yeah.
it can,
Are there any red flags that you guys, or any
Yes.
turn-offs or anything that would turn you off?
I think the biggest red flag for me in the past was this girl was like talking about marriage, bro. And I was like, oh, bam.
Yeah.
It was so quick.
Marriage.
You had that
Marriage.
in your head.
This guy had that long.
Nah,
Yeah,
I just thought of that when you said red flag. Because yo, that one like stuck with me, bro. Like I was only talking to this girl for like a couple of weeks, bro, and she started bringing up like,
Ooh.
I was like,
God.
fam,
Yeah, that is a
Oh.
bit
I
much.
cut scene. Just know I cut.
Yeah, talks about like the distant future always made me very uncomfortable.
Yeah,
very
same.
very uncomfortable.
Yeah, especially when you like barely know the person, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I had like my ex-girlfriend and I broke up because of that, because she was like talking about the future and stuff, and I was like, wait a minute, this is kind of too much, and then she took a lot of offense to that, but
Wow.
it is what it is.
Because I guess they want to see the future of it.
Austin. Okay, Austin. Austin is what it is.
It is.
I mean, like from that point on, we were just like okay, we're on different pages right now, so
Oh, I
Yeah, I
see.
it
guess
doesn't
so.
make
Yeah.
sense to
True.
Yeah, it's important to be on the same page when it comes to future, because you can't always think about the now too, right? I think it's part of a good relationship is also, like, at least a long-term relationship is understanding the long-term aspects of the relationship as well, right? You can't always focus on the now, because I feel like a good partner is someone that makes you grow, makes you like, not smarter, but you don't become complacent with this person, and also yourself. And within a good relationship, you're also becoming a better person, not just a better person in the relationship, but also yourself.
Mm.
And I think if you find that person, I think that's good. I mean, Weldon, maybe you missed out, man.
Yeah, well then, come on, man.
Come
Just
on.
someone
really
who
don't
straight
think
up
I did,
Should've
supports.
gone
Who
for
cares
it.
if you wanted to name your kid 2 weeks into the relationship, man?
That screams
No,
red
but I was gonna
flags.
say, I always had like struggle with that thing about like thinking about the distant future, because I feel like every single thing that I ever got into, no matter how long it was like going into it, I knew already off rip this isn't gonna last for any extended period of time. Like I know that, but then I would still go into it, and it was such a dumb thing because I would end up just making life more complicated for myself. Because I
Yeah.
go into something knowing that it's not going to work out, and then I'm putting time into it, but for some reason I still went. I don't know. I had this weird, like, I was blind to the fact that it's not going to work out for long term, and I feel like I've definitely grown from that now. Though I feel like it's all a part of growth and going through stupid shit like that, but it was not fun at the time.
But what were the signs that you knew it won't go through?
Well, off rip though, like cultural differences, because my parents are definitely like they're like, I'm from like a pretty conservative type of religious background, right? My parents are actually pretty liberal. They're okay with, like, oh, you can bring whoever you want home. Like, we're not gonna judge you about that. But there's like a certain few set of requirements that do need to be there for them to be happy. And those were not there, like right off the bat, right? So I'm just like, okay, I know this isn't gonna work out because I'm not about to, break my family for this, right? But yeah, there's that, and then other than that, like, there's differences between me and the other person that I knew were there that would cause problems, probably. Yeah, like if it maybe in a couple months, not, but for like a year, 2 years, then it would. Yeah, so
Even to add
there were
on,
always-
Hassan, like, and I mean, like, maybe this isn't true for you, but like something that I've like noticed over the years is like if you really like liked, like, I don't know who you're talking about, obviously, but like if you really did, like, you were down for this person, you really loved this person, like you probably would have like tried to find a way to make it work regardless,
I thought about that, but at the same time, there's a certain level of like, if I was gonna make that work, basically, it would take a lot of time and a lot of, like, whoever it is, let's say anyone that doesn't meet those requirements, right? If I get in a relationship with them and I'm like, I want to make this work regardless of that conflict, I'm gonna be pulling this person into a good deal of conflict with my own family, and it's not gonna be easy. Like, I know that it's gonna cause arguments. I know it's gonna cause problems for a long period of time. Even if it was gonna get to a point where it's okay, that person is gonna have to go through that with me, and I don't feel like I have the right to ask someone to do that. They have to kind of be okay with that. You know what I mean? Like, that's the one big thing for me is like, if that was the route that I want to take any kind of relationship, you have to be ready. That other person has to be ready to go through conflict, because there's gonna be conflict when it comes to my
if
like.
it's real, Richard, I'm not even the host. I don't know why I'm talking, but like, Richard, don't you have like experience with that kind of stuff?
Yeah, like, I met my girl in high school and everything. So at first it wasn't anything serious, and then like similar to Hassan, there's a lot of like conservative ish, like potential conflict in the future, but we kind of figured it out. We talked, like, we were on the same page on a lot of things, and we learned to compromise. Not compromise like anything big or anything, but it's more of understanding each other and learning to I don't know, just again, just stay on the same page. And I don't see anything bad happening. So yeah, I mean, like to add on to what you guys are talking about, like I feel like there's a time for certain people. Like I don't think relationships are for everybody. I think many people they prefer to get into a relationship when they are comfortable with themselves. I feel like that was me until I met my girl, obviously, but I wouldn't get into a relationship unless I was, I don't know, more secure with my position and in terms of my career and my life and goals, and because I don't want to drag another person into my life without, being secure about my own, because I don't want to
Yeah,
have any unnecessary baggage for them. And
I definitely
so,
feel the same way now. Like I don't know which episode it was where we talked about. I think maybe the first or second where we talked about like when we started loving ourselves or whatever. Like when we started feeling like we're gonna spend more time on ourselves and more energy on ourselves. And for me, that was pretty much like I would say like last year after I had a certain like kind of like breakup, and then after that point is when I kind of had that realization that you're talking about, where it's like I'm not gonna get into anything else until I actually feel like I'm good with myself and I have like I'm secure. And I still don't think I'm at that point. So I really haven't even like tried to be looking for anything or anyone for
mhm,
a good amount of time at this point. So
yeah. But on the flip side, there are people who are also looking for like on the flip side, like people could look for other partners just to grow with them. You don't have to always be secure with yourself in order to get into a relationship. So
there is
I
that.
don't want to deny that.
Yeah, I think everyone has a different like method. Some
Mhm.
people have to do it alone. Some people it works if they do it together. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think I'm definitely the more of the alone kind.
How about you guys?
Um, I kind of agree with both of you. Like, I probably wouldn't ever consider. I mean, I'm not even like right now. I'm very like wishy washy with myself just because of this whole like COVID situation. Like, I don't feel very like secure of where I'm at. I don't know what's gonna happen, and like I'm still trying to figure it out. I don't feel like very confident in like being in a relationship. So actually like I made a conscious decision to like stop looking or stop like talking to people in that way. But then again, like I have, at least I believe that I have like been in love before, and I know that if I ever was again, like I'd probably just throw that out the door, because like I'm very like influenced by like romantic feelings and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, for me, I'm pretty much the same thing where I feel like I should focus on myself more. Like Jay and others, I've found someone, but then it was unrequited. So I was like, you know what? I should probably focus on myself. And that's how it started.
Hmm. And do you feel better, Chris, after like focusing on yourself?
Yeah, I don't regret it. Like taking a shot. I'm actually happy that they denied me, I guess. It made me feel like a better person, honestly. Or like currently.
It's true though. I mean, some people I feel like some people take it so badly when they get into like, a mess or they get like rejected or they have their heart broken, but it's so necessary, I think, to like actually take that and handle it well and accept it and like learn from it.
It's a learning process,
Hug
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Hug that.
All that. How are you gonna go forward and like ever, settle down and get into a real relationship and be able to compromise and work things out with a partner if you don't go through like silly little high school and my voice keeps cracking, high school and university level like crushes and heartbreaks? I feel like you need to have that experience to really
For
get
sure.
through.
That's actually so
100%.
true.
Yeah, I think the people that take rejection badly are the immature ones.
Yeah,
Or
Burn.
less experienced, I guess.
Burn.
Yeah. Burn.
True. Especially like your first rejection can be kind of like harsh. I feel
it can
like.
be. Yeah, I mean,
It
I
can
would
be.
definitely say that for me, I was hella immature because I've been hurt by that, and looking back on it, it's just like, why was I even?
You got
Why was I?
salty.
Huh?
You got salty.
No. I'm saying like I took it so
God.
seriously, But looking
Okay.
Yeah.
back at it, I'm like, man, like this really didn't have to affect me. I mean, obviously, it had a part in making me grow as a person, but like
Yeah.
looking back at it, it's like, yeah, hell, I was a child. I was
Yeah, and
really.
that just happens when it's your first time. It just
Mhm.
takes over you, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say like usually like when you're in your first relationship, like because everything is so new to you, you might feel like you're in love with this person just because everything is a first time for you and you're just really enjoying yourself. I don't know, for me that was the case, I guess, but it was just like, now that I look back at it, I don't know, like, was that just because it was the first time, or was it actually something meaningful? I don't know.
That's so interesting. That
That's
got
a
me
good point.
thinking about my first relationship too.
Yeah, me too.
I'm like,
Jeez.
is it just because it was the first time?
Yeah, because it's your first experience with all of those kinds of feelings. So
Yeah. But anyways, I think it's still like a special thing
yeah, definitely, yeah.
to like experience all these things with a person for the first time.
I will say too, like the first time, like if we're talking about like first times, it, at least for me, like it was I was way more like open and vulnerable and like lovey and head over heels and open because I had never been like hurt or like rejected or like anything before.
Yeah.
And so like with this person, like it felt very like high school movie, you know, like I don't know, like
Honeymoon
romantic
phase.
trope. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah,
honey,
yeah.
exactly, like honeymoon
Yeah,
phase.
yeah.
And like nowadays, like it's just not like that. Like I'm a lot colder and a lot closed off. So like love never feels the same as the first time.
HBK, man, HBK.
HBK. You guys have any stories of rejection? Because I have a cringe one.
Of rejection?
What kind of rejection? Like flat out, like no, you're ugly, like no, you're ugly, or like no, I don't feel the same type of thing.
Okay.
Both are
you
bad.
guys
These are
have
really
read it.
cringy. I gotta say,
Okay.
like mine's were cringy, but they're not.
Yeah, I
like
guess
the
mine
story.
would too.
Okay, so I have two. Okay, so one was when I first had my summer job, when I think I was 16. I worked
Summer job.
I worked at the CNE, right? And I worked at a restaurant called Mansouri.
Oh,
And
God.
and there's this girl that worked next to me and for like at another restaurant, and like and we're giving her a sample. and I remember her smiling at me, and I took it as a sign or some shit.
Oh my god.
so I held on to that feeling
Oh dear.
until the last day of like the CNE closing, and I went up to her. I wasn't working, mind you. I came after like just on my day off, and
Wow.
I waited for her to finish work.
Jeez.
I went up to her, asked for her number. She gave me her number, or so I thought.
Oh
She gave me a fake number.
Yo.
That's crazy.
That's
Right?
messed up.
And I was like, shit, that sucks. Damn.
Oh,
That's actually sad.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was my
yeah,
first.
man.
That's so
This is
mean.
so-
That was my first
You
rejection.
should reject someone better than that.
Yeah.
That's so mean. Yeah.
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 I mean, I'd rather her tell me, nah, I'm not interested.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like, She got me hyped up, man. I was like, yes.
Yeah, that's
That's
rude.
crazy.
That's so sad.
She
Yeah.
missed
What's
out.
your second story?
Thank you.
What's the second story?
The second story, it's not. I wasn't really rejected. I just didn't know. I wasn't aware that this girl was in a relationship. I was in high school. I think grade 9. It might be in the same year. Holy shit.
That was a
Anyway.
tough year for you, man.
To reject
got out
someone
here.
here.
I was young and I was fiery hot. Anyway,
Okay.
Fiery.
so I had my friend, right? He never really got into a relationship either, and I kind of consulted him a lot about these things. So he was a really close friend. So I told him about this girl I had a crush on, and he's like, "Yo, man, just go for it. Just talk to her. Just message her on Instagram. You know, we have Instagram now. Like, this is your chance." So I asked him, like, "Yo, like, should I just say hey?" And then he's like, "Nah. You gotta write her. Like, you know, girls don't want that. Just simple message, hey. They want like paragraphs. So I fucking sent her. I sent her a paragraph, right? And it was the most cringe paragraph. I deleted it. I deleted the DM, right? And yeah, I sent it to her, and she basically just said that she wasn't interested or whatever. And the next day, her boyfriend came, and she's like, "Yeah, man, like I saw that message." I'm like, "Yeah, I didn't know, man. I'm sorry." But yeah, it was so cringe. But honestly, I'm happy I went through it because so many people don't know how to deal with rejection and how to talk to women or just anyone in general. That they're so scared, and then when they end up finally getting the courage to and they get rejected, then they take it very personally. So that
I
was
still remember this isn't a story about me getting rejected, but rather someone else getting rejected by me. And I still remember this as a funny story because basically, right,
The opposite of a wingman.
No. So basically, the person that I was with at that time, we weren't like really like anything serious, but we like had a thing going on, right? And we didn't really tell that many people about the time. This was like early high school, and so we were in like I don't know what class we were in some class, and there's this dude who was interested in her, and so he left a note on her desk or something before she came into class, and she picked it up, and it was like his number or something, like something super like cliche movie type shit. And he was like, "Oh, I think you're cute. Message me or whatever." And then she messaged him right to find out who it was because we had no idea. Then they started talking about on Facebook, and we found out who it was. And he was like, "Oh, hey, like, I think you're super cute. Like, you want to go out sometime?" And she was like, "Oh, sorry, no, I'm actually seeing someone." And then she told him it was me, and I sit like in the same class, right? I sit right next to him. So like next day, I came into class and I saw him sitting at a table, and he was looking at me, and he kind of just put his, and then the girl came and sat down, and he kind of just put his hood on and put his head down on the table and just kind of didn't look at us for the rest of the class.
Why'd she drag your name in it? That's unnecessary.
Well, because he asked, he was like, "Who is it?" Probably, I don't know why, but yeah. And then I had to sit there and watch him just like mope about it, like live. It was kind of weird.
That's sad.
I mean, it is what it is.
It is
what it is.
Bro, I thought I was in after she made a Spotify playlist. I was like, yo, I'm in.
Oh.
No, I
Yeah,
wasn't.
damn.
I was like, what?
I mean, to be fair, actually, nah, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. That's just sad, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Spotify playlist.
But then after that, I was like, yo, I think I'm actually in. But nah.
Some girls just like sharing music.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Yeah, that seems like a friendly thing that could happen between friends, you know?
And this was also the time when, like, I would look at the small things too, like double texting. She did that. I was like, oh.
Ah,
See,
interesting.
the thing is, yeah, I feel like you're not wrong to look at that and be like, oh, man, maybe this person's actually interested.
Yeah.
'Cause that is kind of like, that's something. That's
That's
like
a standard
effort.
sign, a universal
Mhm.
sign that
Same
That's
ways
fine.
though. Same ways though. Like the more I like have those type of things, I realize that texting is a really bad way to gauge whether someone
Yes.
wants to
Oh,
be-
it is,
Okay,
yeah.
let's talk about signs that someone's into you.
True.
I don't know.
I don't know. I just look at energy. I don't really look at like signs.
I have no idea. I feel like any time that I've ever found out someone was into me, I never knew until they told me about it, like later on. I never knew at that time. Like I was never able to perceive that. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like a dunce, but I don't know.
I'm the same.
You're an anime protagonist, bro.
I can't tell if someone's into me, and I also treat everyone the same, even if I like them, which is not great.
Okay, so since we have one girl and like a bunch of guys here, Jacquie, what are signs that girls give?
Yeah, I need help, Jacquie.
Yeah, Jacquie, please.
Well, as
I'm begging you.
I just said, I am really bad with like being romantic and flirting. But I guess like if I text them a lot, then I like them.
I just thought of
Oh, and if I will start like doing what the things that they like. Like if a guy likes anime, then I'll start watching anime, which is why I watch anime now.
Oh, I had a feeling.
Nice.
I saw her playing Valorant, and I knew
you
something
were
was
a
up.
fake. I knew you were a fake.
I'm a fake. But yeah, I always do that. When I like a guy, I'm like a sponge, and I like take their habits and adopt them.
It makes sense.
You don't force it, right? It's just naturally, I just want to be interested.
Yeah,
what
I
are they
guess.
doing?
Yeah, I don't really force it. It's just like, oh, I like this person. I want to.
It's kind of like when you like someone and you start like talking the same way that they do, like
Mimicking.
like slang,
Yeah.
like slang
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, that happens to me too.
Jacquie first by climbing rocks in front of them.
Yeah, I'll flex and then I'll.
But guys, what are some things that you do when you like a girl?
Mm-hmm.
I twiddle my thumbs.
Bruh.
I'm just straightforward. So there's not much science
Okay.
to it.
Okay.
I'm just
Okay.
saying.
Oh, what?
Chris is like the opposite of me.
Are
Okay.
you serious?
But you know what's so crazy? Chris has always been like this quiet person that kind of keeps to himself, doesn't really say much. But whenever it came to girls, this guy would just go for it. He would just like be like, "Hey, I want to talk to you about something." And he
You're
always
a
confessed.
different breed.
And he never gave a shit. I was always so shocked that the most timid person I know is
That's really good.
going at it. It is good, yeah.
Because signs are just
Especially if he's quiet, because quiet people need that extra like thing. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Are you guys usually the one that goes for the person, or does the person usually come to you?
I feel like I set it up, but then I never go like full force with it. I never actually like. I'm never like straightforward about it. The other person has to do that. I'm always kind of just like the little subtleties and like the flirting and shit, but never out the gate, you know.
Yeah, same. I don't think I've ever really started something with someone. Like I always let the other person take the lead, and then it'll go from there.
I felt like I had to because most of mine were like shy.
Yeah.
A lot of mine were shy actually.
Same.
Yeah.
Mm.
I just always find myself in the situation. Like whenever I've gone for someone consciously, it's never worked. Whenever someone has gone for me, it's never worked. But whenever like we both just kind of like gravitate towards each other, like it ends up working.
Something organic.
Yeah, it always happens like that with me. It's like never like I said, it's just like I kind of know like energy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I kind of just like can like sense the energy, and I just like kind of know.
Yeah, that makes sense. You have like both people have to be down for.
I think that's similar to my current relationship because I don't even think we ever like had a talk about saying like, oh, we like each other and stuff. I don't know. It just felt very organic where it just happened. Like we both knew already.
Felt like I was watching a rom-com.
Oh yeah, you were there.
Rom-com?
Yeah, because I think I told the story before, right? Where I used to skip my class and sit in Austin's computer lab to do my work at one of the free PCs, and he'd be sitting there next to his now girlfriend. At the time, they were just talking, and I would always just pre them, you know, like to see them getting to know each other. I'm like, yo, this is going somewhere.
Yo, I was preing that too.
Yeah.
Something I wish I was there with you. That would have been so.
Bro, it was so funny because when he got there, I was like, yes, it worked out. I was happy. I was rooting for him.
Thank you.
Yay!
This man had front seats to a rom-com.
I really did.
I have what's your love language?
Love language?
I don't know what those mean. What do those mean?
So there are five. It's words of affirmation, gifts, acts of service, quality time, and physical touch.
Do you have like a list out?
It just means like.
Just bring my memory. I totally not Google.
Which one do you consider to be like which one do you appreciate most, like romantically?
Yeah.
Like
what makes you feel good?
Yeah. What makes you feel
the
appreciated?
best? Yeah, exactly.
Wait, repeat it one more time.
It's words of affirmation, gifts, acts of service, quality time, physical touch. Mine is acts of service.
Why did you laugh like that?
Yeah, services sounds weird.
Mine is acts of service and physical touch, baby.
Yo, honestly, physical touch and words of affirmation for me.
Yeah, I think same for me. Same as what Jacquie
Quality
said.
time.
But mainly probably words of affirmation for me.
Quality time, still.
Yeah. But for real though,
And touch.
Literally all of them. Except maybe services.
I don't really do gifts like that though. I never really do gifts to people.
I love
No,
gifting.
it just means like if someone gave you a gift, like how would you feel? Like would you
Surprise.
like?
I would probably feel
That'd
really
be-
good about
that'd
it
be
yeah,
awesome.
because I don't really do that. So when I get a gift, I'm like really, really, really happy about it.
Yeah.
If someone like helped you like work on a project, because so like acts of service would be like I don't know, like someone like fills your gas for you. or
Mm-hmm.
something.
Okay, that's pretty
Yeah,
nice.
just like out of their own
Yeah.
time, they do
You
that.
know, like
Yeah.
like what do you appreciate like most? That's what it
It's
is.
hard. Yeah, it's hard to think about what I appreciate the most. I feel like if it's someone that I'm into, I would appreciate
Yo,
all of them.
Do a test. There's like tests online that will like.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
What am I gonna gain from doing the test, man?
You'll know
It's important
yourself.
to know. It's important to know.
Why is it important
Because
to
when
know?
you're in a relationship, you need to know like how you and your partner should communicate to make each other
Yep.
like feel like loved.
Oh,
100%.
So you
that's
need
a
to
good
know like
point.
their love language. So like if you're someone who gives a lot of physical touch, but they're not someone who sees that as important, like they're not gonna feel loved because you're gonna be giving them physical touch thinking that they feel valued, but they don't value physical touch. So you need to
Right.
know like,
Mhm.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Or you're underperforming in one of the languages that they appreciate, and then that ends up, you don't end up doing that much, and then they feel like you don't love them.
There's been stories of like people who have been together and like a guy might give the girl like a lot of gifts because he really loves her, but like she doesn't interpret that as like like romantic or whatever, and so like she's just there like, yo, what the hell, and then it like starts like a conflict. It starts like actual conflict. So,
Always
yeah.
being on the same page is important.
Mhm.
But I think I forgot to say this before, but another turn on of mine is when the guy pays for me. What do you guys think
Okay.
about that?
Yes, let's get into this. Let's get into this.
Richard has got some thoughts
Nah.
about this.
It's
True,
nice.
true.
Like it makes me feel like cared for. What do you guys think about that though?
I agree with you. I always pay. Like my girl would always try to offer to pay, but I would
Yeah.
I would always deny it most of the time, at least. Like yeah, unless it's like something like small, but mainly for like the big meals, I try to always pay, unless like she
I
really
really
wants to.
don't
then
like it
I'll allow
when
her,
someone
but-
else has to pay for me. Like I feel like I would really get uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's what it is for me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like when someone else drives me.
But
pays for
maybe
me.
I don't know. I feel like it's actually only with girls. I don't mind if one of my boys pays for me and I just pay them back.
Yeah, just see a balance.
You can pay for my meal any day, fam. Feel
Yeah,
free.
Hasaan, bro.
No,
I am planning to buy a monitor.
no. I was saying I don't mind if my boys pay for me.
Mhm.
So all of you send me some money right now.
Run your pockets.
But I think like it's okay to. I prefer balance. Like I also like paying for them sometimes, but it's nice when they offer to pay too.
My girlfriend and I, we usually alternate. So like today we go out for lunch, I'll pay. Next time we go out for lunch, like she'll pay. And yeah, we don't like go crazy expensive food anyways. So I don't know. I feel like that's a good compromise.
What I think would be a red flag is if, like, let's say if you take a girl to a date and you offer to pay, but they don't say anything. I think I think that's rude. If they don't at least offer.
Like if they expect you to do it, then
Yeah.
that's not.
Yeah, that's
not
a
cool.
red flag, I'd say, for me.
Has anyone been on like a really bad date before?
I was just about to ask that.
A really bad date.
I don't
I
think so.
actually
no.
have one.
Yeah, I actually have. Yeah, I've done a really bad one.
Yeah, me too.
I'm
I
hyped to
think
hear your stories.
Well, I don't really have an interesting story, honestly. It was a really bad time. We were both very, very, like, I don't know.
Shy. Awkward.
No. It was like we were already in like a thing, but it was just like we were both very tired and very, I guess, like frustrated.
Like it went badly.
It just went badly, yeah, like very, very badly.
Oh,
But,
whoa.
no, I'm just saying, like, it ended like,
Jeez, dude, did someone die? Spit it out.
This guy's trying not to expose himself.
I'll try not to expose shit. But yeah, that's it. It's just-
Man said I called her an Uber fam, and
I said you're
Just kicked
packing.
her out.
it just did not go well, man. But yeah, what about you?
In grade 9, so like this girl, we went on a date, I guess. We like went to the mall and stuff, but I don't know, in grade 9 I was like super shy and she was super shy, so like basically the whole time we barely talked.
you were
And we're
those
just-
people.
Yeah, and we were just walking around, and then I don't know why after I was so happy about it, like I was like, oh my
Quality
God.
time. Quality time.
Yeah, I was like, oh, yo, this went so well. But then, like, a few days after she texted me, she's like, yo, this isn't gonna work. And then,
Us is over here getting butterflies and shit, and
Yeah.
she's like the complete opposite.
dude, and that really, like,
Holy.
that broke me, because that was, like the first time that was, like, big rejection. And then I think, like, I was obsessed with her for, like, 2 more years after that. It's so bad.
Don't worry, y'all.
I mean, you want what you can't have, man.
Yeah,
Look,
I don't know what was
Don't worry,
wrong
don't
with
feel
him.
too bad, man. I've been in a similar situation, honestly. It's
Yeah.
it sucks. It sucks.
Yeah.
I have an awkward first date, I guess. In grade 7, I swear to God, I dated the prettiest girl in the world in school. I swear to you guys. We basically went to Yorkdale Mall, the theater, to watch a movie, and I bought like an extra large popcorn, right? Like, you know how big those popcorn
I'm
bags
so
are.
interested why that's relevant.
So I bought it, right? And you know, I was in grade 6, so I didn't have much money. So that was pretty expensive.
Yeah, you didn't all of it. You didn't share it. That's what it's gonna be.
No. I should. Okay, this is the thing. We went. We were very like shy and awkward too. All right, and so we I don't remember what movie we watched, but she was watching, and I swear to God, her hands were like her arms were crossed. I offered her popcorn, and she didn't want any of it. So I ended up eating the popcorn by myself. It was so awkward. I swear to God, like I wanted, like, you know those movie scenes when the guy puts their arm over her shoulder and all of that. I swear to God, this girl was so uninterested that I ate all the popcorn by myself. I drank all the drinks by myself, and yeah, it was.
I
the worst
bet
time
she
ever.
was nervous. Come on, grade
Nah.
6.
She was.
No.
She was.
Arms crossed. Nah, that's literally saying
Arms crossed.
No,
No.
grade
Don't
6
talk
is
to me.
so young.
Yeah, grade 7.
Oh,
I
grade
think.
7.
Yeah.
In grade 7,
Bro, I had a G-Shock on too. I had a G-Shock
Drip.
and white
Yo,
jeans on.
Yo,
Like,
not.
when you had a G-Shock?
This guy's dripping.
Exactly. I was dripping back in the day. I had a mohawk too and a plaid shirt.
I was kind of imagining
Damn.
that, like, see, I was on the right track. I thought you ate all the popcorn, but I was kind of imagining that you just like didn't want to share it because you're like, nah, I pay for this shit with my like.
No. That's not me.
$12.
I didn't even want the popcorn. I just bought it for her.
Yeah.
Yep.
My
Okay,
experience.
That's my story.
I have experience too.
Yes, go.
So basically, me and this like girl, I like seen her on Instagram, and she was just like super beautiful to me. So like I followed her, and then we kind of like
Mhm.
Instagram pre'd each other for like a solid like a year, you know, like
Damn.
started commenting on each other's stuff here and there, and then like at some point, I just like DM'd her and we like hit it up, whatever, and then we like set up like to meet up like DT. So like we met up. It was okay at first, and then like it kind of just like started to get like quiet, like I don't know, like just like awkward. And then she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna like see if my friends like want to come join us." So then her
Oh.
friends came, and they were like,
Oh.
"Yeah." So at that, and then like we were like going places, and she would be like in front of me and shit, and I was like, "Hey, like she's just not bouts." So I ended up just talking to her friend instead.
Oh my goodness!
And her friend was way more chill. Like we were hitting
Yep.
off the bat, just like
I
hitting
think I
it.
know who this is. I gotta show my mouth right now.
Damn.
That's
And then
crazy.
yeah, it's the energy, man.
It's
I'm telling you, her friend just had that energy.
Yeah, that energy. Okay, I'm gonna talk about my grade 7 relationship.
Grade 7's
grade
where it's at,
7,
man.
my best year. So so I had this crush on this guy, and then we were in the cafeteria. Everyone found out for some reason because just like rumors got out and people were gossiping. And then this 8th grader comes up to me, and he's friends with the guy I have a crush on, and he's like, "Yo, you should ask that guy out." I'm like, "Oh my god, what? Like, how could?" Okay. So then I Facebook message him, yeah.
Oh.
And then he's like, "Yeah, you wanna date me?" And I'm like, "Yes." And we never spoke in person. This was all online. And so we start dating, and we still avoid each other at school. And I think we're like both shy. And then after like a week, we still haven't spoken in person, and we just texted. And then he's like, "Yo, I don't think this is gonna work out. I'm sorry." And I'm like so sad. It was Halloween, and I was just on the verge of tears.
You were in a relationship with an e-boy?
Yeah,
Like,
I had my first We would see each other and then run away. And my friends would try to like make us talk, but I
That's the
couldn't.
weirdest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah.
That's
And then he texted me like 2 weeks later and he's like, "Oh, I regret breaking up with you. Can we get back together?" And I'm like, "Yeah, let's try this again." Same thing. We didn't talk and then broke up after like a week again. So that was
That can happen, actually. That's the thing.
Oh yeah.
It happened a lot at my school.
Really?
Like, it was weird.
Not
It was-
talking.
Only online.
yeah, like it's because of online stuff. Like, people will be talking online and then like they don't know how to
know what?
communicate in person.
Yeah.
Hey, there we go. So that's what social media did to some relationships.
Damn.
So what's your type, guys?
I don't have no type. I don't got no type.
I haven't gone to
Yeah, I
type.
don't think I have a type.
Yeah.
But I think it's like as long as I see them fitting my lifestyle, I guess.
Yeah.
Like our lifestyles match. That's the most important thing, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna ask, so how would you guys say your expectations about love and relationships have changed over the years? Like, what did you guys think the ideal relationship was when you were like a youth, and what do you think about it now?
I honestly like don't remember how I felt about relationships before.
Yeah, I don't
I
really
couldn't
know.
imagine it actually. When I was in high school, and never experienced love, I could never imagine someone loving me. Like I was like, I can never imagine myself being in a relationship.
God
I
damn.
know.
Oh my god.
Are you really okay?
Yo,
I wasn't okay.
You should, every episode you say one thing that's just like, wow.
Wow.
Like,
Shocking.
Like we
she
are,
hated the whole
we are
world.
here for
She went on like shoplifting sprees.
Yeah.
She dated an evil.
Yeah, guys, I'm not the girl you think I am.
I think my expectations haven't necessarily changed, but there's just less of them because the more I go through life, I kind of realize like I'm really bad, or like I think we are all kind of bad at predicting like what we're suited for. I mean, I can't speak for anyone else, but like before I thought I knew what my type was and I thought I knew what I wanted, and then like when I actually liked someone, it would be like the complete opposite of all those things, and I'm like, what the hell?
Oh
So
yeah.
like I keep getting surprised. I keep getting more and more surprised about like what I actually am into versus what I expect to be into, and you know, yeah, I don't know. I'm still like figuring it out.
Personally, I think I used to always get caught up in this thing of like having an expectation of what a relationship should be like, and that would cause my current relationships to go downhill because they weren't that. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't look at it objectively as like what it is, but always like, oh, why isn't it like this, or why isn't it like this? I think I grew out of that at this point. But
What made you have those expectations? It's like
I
movies,
don't know.
social
Maybe
media.
maybe movies, social media, like just in general. I guess when people portray their relationships to the public, it's always like the bright side of it. You know, you never actually ever get a good look into things that are bad or like the fights. And
Oh
shit
yeah,
that are supposed to happen.
100%.
Yeah. So, and I mean, that's as a kid that's never been in a relationship before. Like when you go into it, that's the idea you have in your head, and it's definitely gonna cause some issues.
Because I mean, for me, initially I thought like a relationship is just someone you like, you get together, you spend time, you kiss, you do other stuff.
Yeah.
But now, as I get older, I realize that that's someone that you are committed to for the rest of your, however you want to run your relationship. But that's someone you are committed to for the rest of your life, and someone that's gonna be there till you're old. So I think you should find someone that you're able to be comfortable with and talk to and be able to express yourself with and feel safe.
Nowadays, I bring up my friends whenever it comes to mind. Like, I feel like you guys have to rate them as well. Not just me personally, but like I want you guys to get along with them.
She's a
Yeah,
10.
same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I
true.
That's true.
Because if this person's gonna be in your life, like they're gonna, you know, like you're gonna want them to be around like you and your like friends and be
Dude,
able to like,
yeah.
be a part of the group, you know.
Yeah, anyone that I've ever been with, I've never hung out with them and my group of like friends in the same scenario. Like,
Yeah,
almost
exactly.
never. I literally hung out with Chris for all 4 years of high school, and never once in that time did I hang out with him and like whoever I was with at that time at the same time. That never happened. Like,
I would never really bring it up, but like I should.
yeah,
Like in the
I feel like
future.
it actually is important because there's
Mhm.
some people fall in this trap where they get with someone that has nothing in common with the rest of their friend group, and then instead of breaking things off with them, they break off things with the rest of their friends. And then they're
True.
left with like no friends that they actually have things in common with, or people that they've been with for a long time, and instead go to just be with their.
Have you seen that happen?
It
Yes.
happens so
I
much.
have.
I've seen it happen.
So
man.
much.
It
It
Yeah.
gets so
sucks.
toxic.
And it's bad if like they break up and then there's like they have no one because it's like you
Exactly,
cut off your
yeah.
friend.
Yeah.
It's like I
Mhm.
think at that point, even if it's a bad relationship, they'll hold on to it because that's what they have left. You know?
Yeah.
Good point.
That's so scary.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
That's
what the
scary as
heck?
thought.
Yeah.
So.
I think on the flip side, like I was on the other end of that. Like, so I used to go on like double dates with like this other couple. Like we were all good friends, like mutual friends, and
Mhm.
like we went to the CNE together, like the four of us, and I don't know, things were always like pretty good.
Oh, like you've had like the more positive experience where like
Yeah, the more
always-
positive experience with like friends and like double
Oh,
dating, that sort of thing.
Good, yeah.
Well, you had a good experience at the CNE. I didn't.
Yeah.
Look at this hopeless romantic.
I don't know if this is inappropriate, but like hookup stories
Mm.
Yeah.
or hookup experiences,
I
but you
don't
don't
think
have to
any
go
of
like
us can.
super in depth.
You got one, Hassan?
Huh?
You said so like do you
No. I was gonna say like it's nothing that's story worthy. Like
I have a one
Holy-
story.
Yeah, I don't have a stories worthy. It's just New Year's. That's it.
All right.
Floor is yours,
It's all
Jackie.
yours.
I'm not gonna go like too in depth, but basically I just went into I wouldn't say it's a relationship, but like I went into, what do you guys call it when you're starting something with someone?
you're dealing with them.
A thing.
Yeah.
Dealing.
Like I went
Wheeling.
into this thing, yeah, like wheel this
wheeling? Yeah.
wheel this guy thinking he was the one.
Testing the water.
And then I was like testing the waters and I was really excited about him and I got attached way too quickly and then started to come up with like all these ideas for the future. And I was so excited to be meeting this guy and I felt like everything would be perfect. And then I actually go on a date with him and we just don't vibe, but I like ignore it because everything else is perfect about him. Like he on paper he is my guy, so I tried to make it work and then he basically like ghosted me after the first date and I was heartbroken for so long. But yeah, that was
Ghosting sucks.
yeah.
It just leaves the other person like lost, I guess.
Yeah.
Confused.
No closure.
But it was also me. Like I came up with all these ideas in my head of what the future would be like,
Mhm.
and that's why now when I'm going into relationships, I don't like to think about the future.
I mean, I think that's good too. Like, I think the whole future thing is something that you really should worry about later on. But in the moment, you should also, spend time in the moment and not worry too much in the future.
I think the future is something like instead of worrying about it on your own time, like just talk to the other person about it if it's really that important to you. So like you don't start getting the wrong ideas and making up things that might not be true. Like if you actually just talk to them, you can have a actual conversation about it.
What were we talking about? Hookup stories? Is that what you said? Yeah, I don't know.
Or maybe like, what are your thoughts on hookups?
I can't do them.
Yeah, I'm not that kind of.
Contrary to what you guys may believe, I don't mess with that. I have to like be
Really?
into them. Yeah, I have to be into someone to some extent. or
Oh,
at least
yeah.
know them to
I agree
be,
with
like,
that, yeah.
to be like into that, I can't just
I still think it can be like a hookup thing, but it can be like with someone that you actually are somewhat interested in. It just has to have like the boundary of like that's all this is gonna be. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
oh
yeah, for sure. Like friends with benefits.
Yeah.
that's different.
Isn't that the same thing? Or wait, are you talking about just like a one-off, like one person that you
That's
just
when someone says hook up to me, like I mean that's what I like.
Yeah. That's what I think
Oh,
of too.
Yeah, no, I never did that shit. I'm not into that.
Yeah.
It has to be someone that
I wish I could be though. Like that, it'd be cool if I could be, but I just can't.
It would happen when I was drunk. That was it. Nothing else.
When aren't you drunk, Chris?
Right.
Come on now.
I'm not drunk now, bro. I'm sober as hell.
Do you guys think it kind of ruins the magic of love when you hook up too much?
Nah, I don't think it does.
No,
I don't
No, I
know.
don't think so.
No.
I mean, what's the? What does that mean, Austin?
It's just fun, I guess.
You say like that. I don't know.
I just think you need to be careful about like knowing exactly what it is and not getting confused.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
people have to be on the same page about it, or else it
It can go south.
can be bad. Which is why like my story about that guy was bad, because he did not feel the same way about me, and I had expectations.
Yeah, no, I've kind of gone through something similar to that, I think. But I mean, at the end of the day, all that shit, as annoying as it is, it makes you, it shapes you a lot. I think it prepares you way better for an actual future relationship. So
Yeah. Do you guys care about body count?
No.
No way.
It's the one
Cap,
that counts.
Cap.
Only one.
There is an
Man.
extent. There is
Come on,
an
like,
extent.
like you don't ask about it at all.
It's, okay, no. If someone asks about it, like, what do you mean? Like, are you gonna brag about it type shit?
Okay, let's say you ask like a girl that you're interested in. She's like 500.
Yeah, like
Whoa.
fam, I'm sorry, but I'm offering that. Like I'm
Yeah.
I apologize.
Yeah,
Well,
obviously.
I-
Thanks for your
Okay,
honesty.
here's what I-
100, like
Yeah,
Obviously,
ignore
you
it.
know.
Look,
That's true.
Okay, obviously not 500. I don't know if
No,
that's
the thing
physical.
is-
I
If,
mean,
it, if it's over like okay, if it's over 20, she needs to have a damn good reason. If it's over like if it's over like 30,
Especially if she's
Nah,
20 years old.
bro,
too.
nah,
Yeah.
like,
If you ask, nah, if you
agree
ask a
with that,
girl, they
like-
usually just be like a few. Like they won't go that much into depth. They won't be
Yeah.
like 20. Like
No, but okay, look,
nah.
even if they're being honest about it and they tell you that it's like 500, okay. If you also have 500, you can't say nah to that. You gotta accept it.
for
You know
sure,
what I mean?
for sure.
So what I think is that regardless of what the number is, it should be somewhere in the same range so that you can kind of be on the same page. You know, like if I have like, if someone has like 5 and then there's someone else that has like 100 and they're trying to be with it, like it's gonna be different. You
you're gonna be 501.
know what?
Oh my
All right,
god.
all right. Question.
But yeah.
What if she has like 5 and you have none? Then what?
That's okay.
That's fine.
I think if you have none, if you have none,
I
then
think
like,
5 is not
Anything
that
under like 10 would not catch my eye at all, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
yeah.
Like I would let it go.
If you're at 0, I feel like you have less of a worry really, because I mean, chances are whoever you get with will already be above 0, and if they're not, then I mean, good for you. You're on the same page. But like, you kind of when you're at 0, you gotta go into it thinking like, okay, this person might already have had different things, you know. But
I have two ways of looking at this. Okay, number one is if they're the more experienced, the better for you.
good point. Yeah,
That's physical touch, man.
And the
That's
second,
facts.
and the second thing is ultimately it doesn't really matter because if you're getting in a relationship with someone, like you're obviously gonna talk about these things, and you obviously love the person, so who really cares about their past?
Yeah, I mean,
You guys are
when
in a
does
relationship.
body cut even come up in a conversation
It
like
doesn't.
that?
I don't know. I feel like it does for people. I
There's
don't
some
know.
people who you have to just straight up ask.
How early would you be comfortable with asking though?
I don't know. I've never been asked it, to be honest.
I feel like it naturally sometimes comes up when you guys are talking about sex, though.
Yeah.
Random question.
Because you want to like
Probably.
know their experience level.
Have you guys ever like talked to someone about like an ex of yours, like a new person, and you're talking to them, and exes come up, and then they kind of get like salty or jealous or something like that?
Actually, yeah.
I have.
I feel like I'm kind of scared about that because I'm still very good friends with one of the people I've been
Oh,
with.
good luck, bro.
Yeah, I feel like if I bring that up, it's just gonna cause
But
problems.
you should bring it up. Trust me, it's worse if
Yeah,
you don't.
it's something
It's
you
so much worse if you
Yeah.
don't.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm
Yeah.
I don't think it's a problem usually if the other person. I don't know. Like I'm best friends with my ex, and it's fine with my, I don't know. I actually got like, I'm dating the guy that I was telling you guys about before. Now,
Yay!
Congratulations.
How's he
but
taking it?
I don't know. He hasn't mentioned any problem. Yeah, he hasn't said, and he's friends with his ex, so
Oh, yeah.
I think it's pretty normal.
That also kind of helps, I
I don't
feel
know.
like, because then there's like an understanding. Because if he also has a situation like that, he can't, like, he probably
You
understands.
can't
Yeah,
judge,
exactly.
I mean, honestly,
what do you guys think about that? Like being friends with your ex,
Honestly,
or
it is
Rich? You
I'm
go
trying
first.
to wrap my head around it, Jacquie, that you're like, I don't want to sound judgmental or anything, but I don't see how that could work.
Wait,
Honestly, in my
The thing
opinion,
is,
because if
yeah,
wait,
I agree with Richard.
Yeah.
I
Wait,
could
friends with your
never. I
ex?
can never. I can never.
yeah, being like close friends
yeah, like
together.
while you're in a relationship, I don't like personally. If my girl was friends with her ex, I don't know. I don't know how I'd feel
Like
about it.
I wouldn't even want to be like in the first.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Okay,
right?
yeah. I mean,
But that's just me. So I believe Jacquie because like she's just a genuine person.
Yeah,
So like maybe Jacquie, like because of your energy, like I would be okay with it if it was you. But like for most girls that I know, like it would probably like annoy me. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah.
I think there has to be, like, it's hard to explain because I right away I kind of understand you guys' perspective on that. Like, it seems like a red flag right away, but I feel like the only time that someone can be best friends with their ex, there's two situations. Either they're low key still interested in each other, and that's why they haven't stopped talking or whatever. But the other case is that they're genuinely just good friends, and that's it. You know what I mean? Like, there's no in between because,
Mm-hmm.
like,
Mm-hmm.
when you break up and you're not, let's say you're not interested in each other anymore, and you're not actually like good for each other as friends either, you're not gonna be able to be friends. Like, that's not possible. It becomes the most toxic thing ever. So the way I see it, if someone's good friends with their ex and it's not out of like lingering interest, it's kind of it's. I know it's hard to think of it that way, but it's kind of like any other good friend that they have, because the reason they're in their
Facts,
life
yeah.
still is like it's a good friend, it's healthy for them, and then they're supportive of each other and that kind of thing.
That's what I
So-
pretty much have right now. Yeah, it's like a good friend because I guess we didn't end long
Yeah.
enough. I guess it only lasted like what 2 months or so, and it ended in good terms. So it was nothing special. I guess I don't know. We started off as like friends with benefits, so I don't know if that works with anything.
I mean, yeah, it could affect it.
That probably makes it. Honestly, I'd be more okay with that.
I feel like it
That's what
makes
I'm
it
thinking,
easier.
yeah.
An actual because you're just friends in the first place, just with benefits. But like if you were like in love with a person, like I don't know. It depends if you believe like can you actually just stop loving someone.
Yeah, that's interesting. I guess for me, like we ended things off pretty well, and when we did break up, we're like, I still want to be friends with you. Like, I still want to see where you go in life, and um, I don't know why we stayed friends, but we did, and like we just had like a good connection, and as Austin was talking about in the beginning, like first time experiencing things for the first time with someone is just special, I guess. And I don't know, I can't like imagine letting him go completely.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the distinction for me is, yeah, you can stay good friends with them, but I don't know. I guess it's just allocating time, and because I don't know. It's like, how your partner should be your best friend too, at least. So I don't know. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but personally, I don't get it.
I think it's possible.
I think the way it works is like, or at least the way that it should work, is that if you're still friends with your ex and you're still like close with them and you talk to them a lot, when you get into a relationship, I mean, this is how it should be with any friend, right? Where when you get into a relationship, you're probably not going to be continuing the exact same relationship with that friend, right? Because, like you said, if you're
Yeah,
in a
that makes
relationship with someone, sorry, and you're getting close to them and you're actually good for each other, then yeah, you're gonna probably you should probably end up being each other's best friends. Like, that's how it should be, right? So there's naturally gonna be some kind of distance that occurs between you and like a close friend, yeah. That's how I see it. And if there isn't that kind of distance, and you you find that they're spending more time with some other person than they are with you, then there's probably something wrong. There's probably something going on with that makes it like that.
It is possible. Like I've like had feelings for someone and then like completely like gotten over it and we're just like friends now.
Mm-hmm.
So like it actually is possible. Like it's just I just rather like not even have to deal with it because like
Yeah.
just the thought is definitely
Yeah.
gonna like bother you. And like we were talking about like insecurity, like
That makes
that's
sense.
a freaking
for sure.
like
Yeah.
jump start.
I mean, as
to
long as
it.
you're on the same page, I don't see
Yeah.
any problems.
Mhm.
And the communication is there
Mhm.
and trust, I guess.
And I can tell that I don't love him anymore because like I don't want to be with him and I'm happy that he's with someone else right
I mean,
now.
it's a mutual respect there, right? So, yeah. Is there any fun conversation we can end it off with? Yo, receiving or giving?
Top or bottom? Top or
Top or
bottom? Top
Oh
or
my
bottom?
god.
Top or bottom? Love it. Domination.
All right, yeah, this is inappropriate now.
This is Richard made it too inappropriate.
Richard ruined it. He ruined
You
it.
went too far.
Come on.
All right, so I think that's a good point that we can leave off on. We've had some good discussions today about spicy topic of relationships. Yeah, I guess we'll see you all next week on In Hindsight. Make sure to follow us up on our Instagram at the In Hindsight Pod and listen to us.
Follow that.
Yep.
Follow that out. We're on Spotify. We're on YouTube. We're on Apple Podcasts. You know what I'm saying?
Season finale next week.
Don't know.
And to leave you guys with a question.
Do you believe in love?
No. Are you a top or a bottom?
Are you a sub or a dog?
I'm cutting. Goodbye.
Bye.